They raise crowns by force and guard them with fear. A lion owns his throne only through his legendary roar and terrifying power, through stories that crossed continents as he forged the greatest epics. But today, specifically in southern and eastern Africa, he faces an opponent that does not bow, does not recognize authority or roars, and more importantly, does not forget. It is the African buffalo, Synchorus Kaffir, a block of muscle and a stormy temper, to the point that hunters call it the Black Death. Here in the Duba Plains and the Okavango Delta, lions have, to some extent, learned to hunt buffalo in broad daylight. In Savuti, drought pulls the herds to shallow pools where every sip of water becomes a bloody duel. In Zambia's Luangwa, steep-banked rivers turn into deadly traps. And in Kruger, the night becomes a theater of ambushes, the ground shaking under the feet of those racing for the awaited prey. At the heart of this savage scene, a dangerous question sneaks into our thoughts. When a buffalo loses a calf, what is born inside it? Is it fear that destroys its will, or anger that ignites vengeance? Stay with us to discover that, and to live an experience filled with challenge, determination, and violence without limits. The African buffalo may look like a giant cow, but it knows nothing of gentleness. An adult male weighs more than 700 kilograms, and some approach 900. Its horns are fused at the base, forming a bony helmet, a crown of silent rage that protects the head and attacks at the same time. This helmet can block a lion's fangs, tear its muscles, and gore the predator to death. But the buffalo's power does not lie in muscle alone. It lies in a sharp memory. It remembers hidden water paths, the scent of lions in certain shrubs, and the safe moments to cross at night. And most of all, it remembers the night when a helpless calf was stolen from the heart of the herd and keeps that blind hatred locked in its chest. In Savuti's dry season, the earth cracks and the air trembles like a fever. A herd of 400 walks in single file, raising a dense curtain of dust. In the center, a circle guards the newborns. On the edges, experienced females set the rhythm, and in the vanguard, males test the wind with noses that sniff out danger. Just meters away, lions lie in silence. 4 or 6, it makes no difference. The battle is not about numbers, but about harmony. The lionesses move with the terrain, searching for an opening, and then the earth splits in two. They launch like arrows, the herd explodes like a mighty wave, and a small calf slips in the moment the defensive ring breaks. The attack is swift and the ground drowns in dust. When the cloud settles, a lion stands over the calf, and the herd draws back a little, uncertain. But in the lead, an old bull stops, shakes his head, and foam flecks his lips. Another joins him, and in the next instant, a counter-legend is written. The herbivore does not flee, it fights. The first bull charges in a straight line at an isolated lion to target him, while the second comes like a hammer, striking the side of the attacker so that it is thrown into the air. The lionesses retreat humiliated, and the feast turns into a withdrawal. Sometimes the calf staggers back to its mother. Sometimes the echo of rage is buried with it. But the buffalo never forgets. He always returns, and with every return there is a lesson for the bush. Eye for eye, blood for blood. Scientists avoid the word revenge, for there are no courts here and no human morals. But there are hormones, memory, and social learning. When herds lose calves, their counterattacks grow more ferocious. When the pressure lasts for months, buffalo behavior changes. Tighter ranks, meandering flanks, sudden halts to gather the young, and active chases. When mass unites with horns and intelligence, the only creature in the savanna is born that sometimes hunts lions, not to eat them, but to exact retribution. In Kruger, a herd chased 2 exhausted lions for a kilometer, turning the pursuit into a massacre. In Duba, after lions specialized in hunting buffalo, herds trapped a lion on a grassy island and killed it in 3 minutes. In Zambia, lionesses fled from an enraged buffalo that had lost members of its herd, leaving the wind to bear witness to their defeat. And in the Okavango, water flipped the equation. The ground became traps, Vision blurred, and attack became suicide. The buffalo responded with daytime assaults, armies of black grass marching upon their predators. Some herds chased lions until they hurled them into the rivers to face the crocodile's hunger. The rule of the savanna is harsh. Whoever attacks much becomes prey to the counterattack. That bony helmet is not an ornament, it is a shield and a weapon, pushing, breaking, and delivering blows that make history. The herd moves as one creature, driven by fine signals. A raised tail, a lowered head, a single hoof tap. This is the language of organized anger. They say the buffalo is unpredictable. In truth, it is a machine of deadly efficiency. On nights of reprisal, it follows patterns, familiar ground, nearby water, enough bulls, exhausted foes, and an old wound. What we call chaos is memory overflowing its banks. In Kruger, the camps passed down a tale of a herd that crossed a shallow river. When lionesses attacked two young bulls, the herd halted in the middle, turned, then rushed toward the screams. The lionesses fled, and death followed them for miles. We've heard that the lion is king, but on the map of the savanna, the buffalo draws the borders of kingship, boundaries that cannot be crossed without blood. The irony is that the lions most skilled at hunting buffalo are the shortest lived because every wound summons a counterattack. Thus, the myth becomes an equation. Whoever hunts too much becomes the hunted. In years of prolonged drought, when lions learned to bring down young elephants, the buffalo raised its defense to a formidable wall. In seasons of plenty, the herd invented the offensive response. Every defeat births a harder buffalo, and every wound adds a line to a memory of fire. So when a buffalo sees a wounded lion, it does not waste the chance. It does not hunt meat, it hunts danger. Mercy in the savanna is suicide.